Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to Women's Empower Network. I am so excited to have Caroline here with us today from Germany, and I can't wait to share her story from going to an accountant to coaching. What a leap. Tell us about that a little bit. What made you decide that?
Oh, thank you for having me on your show. And it's fantastic to be here. Thank you. This is my favorite question about the journey from where I was to where I am now. So I had this accounting business for 15 years, and I decided this is not what I really want because it's not fun anymore. I loved it in the beginning, but only because I said it's the only thing I can do. I really know it's the skill. But it was mechanical. And as you said, you introduced to me the word mindless. This is really lovely. I learned a new word. Thank you so much. To become a life coach, yes, to follow my purpose, my passion. And my passion is also to connect people, to get to know people better, and to help them how to use their mind correctly.
So here you were, you said you worked at home, you had 6 employees, so you really didn't speak to other people, right? You were pretty isolated.
I was isolated and social phobic, one can say. 2 years ago, I was in a training against social phobia.
Oh, wow. So you said too that you came to America and you were taking some classes. Can you tell us about that in your time in America?
Yes, of course. This is really amazing because it started online during the COVID period. And I came across this TikToker and he did book study with us every day. He had a group and it was, yeah, on TikTok. And I studied, so I refreshed my English, okay, because I learned it in school and as well business English when I studied economics and psychology as well. I did this along the way, but I was insecure of speaking English. And that I am here today with you is for me the greatest miracle, to be confident with myself. Whatever mistake I will make, whatever, I think the message is clear and will be transported. But I worked on myself, okay? And I think your initial question was about the learning English, or yes, the decision. You make a decision to improve something, to learn something, and then you do it, you follow through.
So decide, just making a decision. That's so important. And then just doing it. So many times we're afraid to commit to a decision that we make. What was the driving force for you to commit to this new decision?
To gain more understanding of the books we were studying. And it is not the study alone, it is also the application. When we learn something, it doesn't matter which book it is. Of course, the content is important, but always to improve yourself every day. And I tell my coaches, my students, I tell them, improve yourself 1% per day. And you know what it is? It is less than 15 minutes of your time, of your daily time. When you calculate it, you as well as an accountant, or former, you like numbers as well. So you calculate and you come to 14 minutes and 30 seconds. It's 1%. And if you invest this time in yourself, imagine 1 year from now, you will need a looking glass to look, a telescope, you name telescope, to look back to where we are today.
Yes. I love that analogy. So then just think that little bit of increments that we're both taking today, we can't even imagine where we're going to be a year from now.
Yes, 365 days. And I committed to read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill for the next 365 days, because it has the similar number of pages. So I read 1 page per day with my students in the morning, 5:30. I don't know if you know the book 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I studied this and I committed to myself 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes gratitude, meditation, and 20 minutes of book study.
That's beautiful. So I want to write this down. What's the name of that book?
5 a.m. Club. And the author is Robin Sharma, Sharma. Oh, this is difficult. No, it isn't. It's easy. You will find it in the internet, and it says if you master your morning, you master your life, because it starts in the morning. And in fact, when you wake up, you are in that alpha state of your brain, the brain waves, and the content you internalize gets in your subconscious mind easier than during the day. So when you master your morning, then the rest is easy, and you can follow your intuition and get to inspired action. We call it inspired action, and all of my programs are called Inspired. My podcast, you know about my podcast? So I started a podcast in December when I was in San Diego during my road trip, by the way, through the USA, 6 states in 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks. So it came in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. As always, my intuition tells me, start a podcast. The title is Inspired. And I recorded 160 episodes, interviews, in the last 3 months. And this is a miracle for me. You know, I told you about the hesitation of speech in my life. So for me, it's the best training.
That is amazing. And that's so true. It kind of makes me think of that proverb that a journey of 1,000 miles or 1,000 steps is just one step at a time.
First step, begins with the first step. It's a Chinese proverb. Yes, I know this. I love this so much. Thank you. And this is also, your network is called Women's Empower Network. It's about empowering others. And I can tell you, take one step at a time, start with the baby step, and don't think about the next step, because it will show up when you if you take the first step. So you have to do it. Just do it. Yes.
I remember that I always had this image that and perception that people who exercised in the morning or meditated and read, that they seemed to be more successful. And so it didn't happen overnight. It took me a long time. And so I have a place where we have mineral waters where I live. And every other day I go swimming. And I remember one morning it occurred to me, it's like, oh, I'm that person. You know, sometimes we don't acknowledge or celebrate ourselves for what we are doing. We only tend to beat ourselves up for what we're not doing. So celebrating along the way as well.
Exactly. Celebrating for the successes and also for the growth. And I came across this today, that growth only happens in the period of relaxation. That means when you train, then it's not the growth that happens. You have to allow yourself the time to rest, to relax, and then the magic happens.
So beautiful. And so what type of coaching do you do? What do you have, like ideal clients or?
Yeah, of course. And what I trained myself, so I began as a PGI consultant. That means for the Proctor Gallagher Institute, with the successful program Thinking into Results by Bob Proctor. And that covers all the masculine part, the thinking part, the rational mind. We would sort it under the accountant, for the accountant. So my paradigm was reacting to the accounting. Yes, this is for me. This is how I think. I can process it. I'm going through the lessons. And then last year, the feminine part came together with that. So I offer the Thinking into Results program, but also a program called Aloha. And Aloha is from Hawaii. We know this, Aloha. And it is, we are doing the feminine part. We raise our frequency. We work with the magnetic field to change our vibration, our energy, and to gain it, to maintain that frequency for the whole day. It is easy to implement in your daily life, and you have both from both worlds, the best from both worlds.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. I just can feel that a whole lot of people are going to want to reach out to you and learn how to raise their frequency and make it last all day long.
Yes. Well, I worked a lot on that and with different people, and we have phenomenal results. And also my business partner, Celeste Hansen from Denmark, we are doing this together. We call it double soul power. You know, it's better to do this. And it only takes 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. And then when you implement the mastery tools we developed with the German coach, in fact, we had a German mentor, and she taught us how to do this, and we can give it to our clients, and we teach in English. This is special. And together, because we had this language subject, together with my business partner, we speak 8 languages. Yes.
Wow. That's impressive. That is so impressive. So you mentioned too earlier about that you wrote a book, you co-wrote with somebody else. What's your book about?
Oh, yes, it's Circle of the One, and it's a trilogy. That means I'm in volume 1, chapter 8, by the way, and we talked about Hera, the goddess of reflection. So we have 33 authors. And the book, how can I tell this now? The initiator is Dolly Alessandra Sina. She's amazing. She's a coach as well. Brilliant. And she just asked me, would you love to contribute a chapter? And I said yes, without knowing how challenging it would be for me with my English in progress, so to say. My English was in progress, but I took the time. I was going on the cruise last year for 5 weeks, by the way, by myself. So I thought, oh, I have the time to write this chapter, 2,000 words. And what is it about? So everyone chose a goddess or a god to represent. And we have also oracle cards with it, and a deck of oracle cards. And the main topic is healing. So everyone was telling their healing story, like a journey they were going through. And then what did they learn from this? And then other people can benefit from the story.
It is. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we'll be sure to put the link down below so anybody interested in this book will be able to find it as well.
Please,
So
you find it in the background, and we are still looking for or open to authors for volume 2 and 3. Please reach out. I can connect you to the person, to the go-to person. Yes, I am the go-to person, by the way. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love that. So are there any parting words of wisdom that you would like to share with us today?
Of course, I always share, be yourself. And you know, it seems so simple. Yeah, I can be myself, but it takes a lot. It takes a journey to be there, or to be there. It is from here to there. You think it is, and then you are back to yourself, so to say. It is easy, and yeah, and therefore it is overlooked by many people. But it's easy, and it's worth to take the first step. Mm-hmm.
Well, Caroline, it's been such a pleasure to have you here today. And like I said, we'll be sure to have her links below this video so you can get in touch with her. And thank you again for being here and sharing your beautiful light and your spirit with us.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.